two intensely personal letters attributed to one of President Donald Trump's closest aides have now been published, and the language inside them is raising new questions about just how close Natalie Harp has become to the president. She reportedly described Trump as her guardian and protector, told him he was all that mattered to her, and wrote about wanting their relationship to involve more than work. Now, those letters are receiving national attention at the same time Harp's extraordinary access to the president is coming under scrutiny. Natalie Harp may not be one of the most recognizable figures in the Trump administration, but behind the scenes, she has become one of the president's most consistently present aides. Harp currently serves as Trump's executive assistant and is regularly photographed traveling alongside him, carrying documents, electronic devices, and other materials. She has become known as the president's so-called human printer, a nickname connected to her practice of supplying Trump with printed articles, messages, and other information. She has also reportedly assisted with his Truth Social posts and acted as an important channel through which information reaches the president. But the latest controversy goes far beyond paperwork. On August 20th, the Daily Beast published what it says are two letters Harp wrote to Trump during or around a 2023 trip to Scotland and Ireland. Author and Trump biographer Michael Wolff says he obtained the letters while researching Trump's 2024 campaign. CNN reported on the correspondence but said it has not independently verified that Harp wrote or delivered the letters. Rather than reproduce the letters word for word, here is what they reportedly reveal. The first letter begins largely as an apology. Harp apparently worried that she had inconvenienced or embarrassed Trump during the overseas trip. She explained confusion involving transportation, her passport, and walking around Trump's golf course. But then the message becomes considerably more personal. Harp reportedly wrote about being afraid of losing Trump's positive opinion of her, and said she wanted to bring him joy. She described him as her guardian and protector, and expressed deep gratitude for his treatment of her following the death of her father. She signed that message with an affectionate closing. The second letter reportedly went even further into Harp's thoughts about their relationship. Harp described feeling burned out from constantly managing information and work surrounding Trump. She reportedly wrote that she sometimes envied people whose main responsibility appeared to be simply spending time talking with him. She also reminisced about an earlier period when she and Trump would apparently have broader conversations while she worked in television, writing that she wanted to recover some of that personal connection rather than discussing business constantly. Perhaps most strikingly, Harp reportedly told Trump that he had the right to harshly reprimand her when she failed because, in her words, no one knew or cared about her more. Those statements have fueled commentary about whether the relationship between a president and one of his employees has crossed traditional professional boundaries. But that interpretation should be separated from what is actually documented. The letters themselves, assuming they are authentic, show intense admiration and emotional loyalty. Whether they constitute an obsession, an unusually devoted employee relationship, or something else is ultimately an interpretation rather than an established fact. And the controversy matters for another reason: access. Harp reportedly spends an extraordinary amount of time around the president. CNN says she is with Trump much of the day, participates in meetings, communicates with him late at night about social media posts, and can serve as a channel for people trying to contact him, including foreign leaders. Recent reporting has also raised questions about her security clearance. The Guardian reported that Harp worked at the White House for roughly a year without routine security clearance, citing earlier reporting, while former government ethics officials said the significance would depend heavily on whether she was exposed to classified conversations or information. The White House has disputed broader concerns surrounding Harp and has publicly defended her work. White House spokesperson Davis Ingle described Harp as one of the president's most loyal and hardest-working aides. Other reporting similarly shows the administration strongly defending her as criticism of her relationship with Trump has intensified. Her connection to Trump actually stretches back years. Harp gained national attention in 2019 after publicly crediting Trump's right to try legislation with helping save her life during her battle with cancer. She later appeared at the 2020 Republican National Convention, worked for One America News, and eventually joined Trump's political operation before becoming his executive assistant after he returned to the White House. And her loyalty has apparently made an impression on Trump himself. According to reporting cited by CBS News from New York Times journalists Maggie Haberman and Jonathan Swan, Trump once contrasted Harp with other staff members by saying that while others would eventually leave to make money elsewhere, Harp would never leave him. That is ultimately why these letters have become more than celebrity-style political gossip. The real question is not simply whether an employee wrote unusually affectionate notes to her boss. It is whether someone with this degree of personal devotion also has enough access to influence what information reaches the President of the United States, who communicates with him, and potentially what gets posted publicly in his name. There is currently no evidence in the letters themselves proving wrongdoing by either Harp or Trump. But their publication provides a rare look at the intensely personal loyalty surrounding one of the people positioned closest to the president, and it has renewed a debate about where personal loyalty ends and professional responsibility begins. What do you think? Do these letters simply show an extremely loyal aide, or do they raise legitimate concerns about professional boundaries and access to the president? Drop your opinion in the comments, and subscribe for more breaking political stories explained without the noise.